too, Jacob.
Yeah, he really did it. It almost looked like a Willie Mays Hayes kind of play there, making it from running backwards. But really, when a ball hit that high up into the air, the winds, it can truly take that and put it anywhere.
Again, the field is a little bit wet, but it hasn't rained in the last couple of hours here in Oshawa. So for wherever you're watching in from across the province this afternoon, glad you could join us here for the first game. This is a sudden death game. The winner will advance to the second round tomorrow, and we'll play the St. Clair Saints at 1:30 in the afternoon. So it's first and third for Fanshawe here in the top of the first. Greg Van Boekel will foul that one out of play. It's 0-1. Jason Krause is a right-handed pitcher. He was the 2019 OCAA Pitcher of the Year, but this year only made 2 starts for the Lords.
Van Boekel this season batting .484, certainly a significant threat for the Lords.
They'll check the runner back to first. Nothing going on there. You can probably hear a lot of the background noise here as both benches are fired up. The Falcons trying to break out on top here in the first inning. No balls, 1 strike to Greg Van Boekel. We'll keep an eye on Verhoeven at first base to see if he's going. He does go with the pitch. They will not throw down. They do throw to third, and back in time is Gordon, so everybody is safe. It's a stolen base for Verhoeven, and it's second and third now with 1 out.
I was going to make the notion potentially not to go directly after the hitter here, to let the guy on deck sort of go up there and put the pressure on him. That's Faris Adamu, who's batting .452 this season. You're really no way you're going to work around it at this point.
Krause's pitch is in there for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was a great pitch there. Just caught the inside half.
Krause looking for the strikeout here. 1-2 is the count. Second and third for Fanshawe. Curveball in there for strike 3 as Van Boekel swings through. 2 away.
What a pitch there. Curveball. Sort of to be expecting it in like the 1-2 count. Had a lasty little late break on it. Got him swinging.
So a big out there for the Lords. And that'll bring up Faris Adamu, again, one of the 2 All-Stars in the OCAA this year for the Fanshawe Falcons. Bats from the left side. Big threat here for the Falcons. First pitch is lined to first base. Palmer Cruikshank catches it on the line drive. The inning is over. So no runs for Fanshawe despite the threat. 2 runners left on base. And we played half an inning. Fanshawe no score, and the Durham Lords coming up to bat. Very exciting first half inning for both teams.
Well, I'll tell you, that really does get the blood pumping there. Jason Krause with 1 out, runners on the corners, and eventually going up to second and third with 1 out. Able to do, I guess, the tight walk out of it. Great job by him there, and that really kind of sets it in motion for Durham. They're ready to go.
So the Fanshawe Falcons will now come out to play defense in the bottom of the first inning, and the pitcher for the Falcons will be Noah Campanolo, who is number 21. He had a very good season for the Fanshawe Falcons, Jacob.
Yeah, he really did. I don't have the stats in front of me here, but he really was one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the leagues this year.
He, just checking his stats here, he led the Fanshawe Falcons in innings pitched with 20. He led the team in strikeouts, led the team with 20 strikeouts. He led the team with an earned run average at 1.40, posted a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. So he is one of the stronger starters, and of course in a winner-take-all game, you have to. You've got to roll the dice here. You can't. You think you want to save pitching for later in the tournament. You still have to get through this game, so you got to put your best out there.
No, absolutely. We were talking about this earlier, just before the broadcast, and really, you made a good point. We don't need to worry about tomorrow if we don't win today. So it doesn't matter what's going to happen. They have to win. It really has to go game by game at this point for both teams.
So let's set the Fanshawe defense for you. Noah Campanolo is the pitcher. Brad Verhoeven is the catcher. First base is Peyton Mcdonald. Blake Petsinis is at second base. McGuire Gordon is the shortstop. Liam Carson at third. And in the outfield, Greg Van Bokel is in left field. Riley Geringer in center, and Ferris Adamu is the right fielder. We didn't get a chance to set the Durham defense for you before the start of the first inning, so we'll do that for you the next inning. So it'll be Griffin Oliver to lead things off for the Durham Lords here in the bottom of the first inning. Again, if you just joined us, Fanshawe threatened, had a couple of runners, second and third with one out, did not score, and the Durham Lords will send up their veteran shortstop, number 6, Griffin Oliver, to face Noah Campanolo. Oliver bats from the left side. Campanolo is ready, and he will throw that in there low for ball 1.
You can see potentially a temperature getting to both pitchers. You see them multiple times throughout, blowing on their hands, just trying to warm it up just a little bit.
That pitch is fouled away by Griffin Oliver. The count goes to a ball and a strike. On deck for Durham is Tyler Chong, second baseman, who was shaken up a little bit earlier in the first inning on a fly ball that went to right field. But he's all right, and he'll be the second batter for the Durham Lords. Durham in the white jerseys. Ball bounces in there. 2 balls and 1 strike to Griffin Oliver of the Durham Lords. First batter of the ball game for Durham. Again, the winner of this game will advance to the Final Four portion of the tournament that begins tomorrow. Here's the 2-1 from Campanolo. Oliver fouls that off right towards us here in our broadcast area. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oliver trying to get the Lords offense to a start here and get that first base runner on the base paths. He will foul that one away, and the count remains 2-2. Again, overcast skies here in Oshawa. Potential rain in the forecast, but hopefully it holds off. 2-2 pitch to Griffin Oliver from Campanolo. It is low, ball 3. Full count.
Was kind of noticing this in the warm-up pitches for Campanolo, as well as, this first at-bat here. He doesn't really seem to have a full understanding of the mound right now, or not full location. He's missing a lot low, especially in the warm-ups. Potentially could continue.
Here's the 7th pitch. It is popped up. Oliver will wait for it. The catcher is there, and he makes the catch. So that is Brad Verhoeven. And there is 1 away. Good catch and a tough play for a catcher coming over towards the first base side.
Yeah, it really is tough. Again, with the winds, it's blowing a little bit, but don't be fooled by it. Even a little bit of wind can really change location of the ball. It can really change, put you in a different zip code.
Griffin Oliver probably looks back at that pitch. He may have been swinging at a pitch that was a little bit high. Might have been ball 4.
Yeah, I was thinking it was ball 4, but it's hindsight's always 20/20 there.
Campanolo wins that battle, and he will face Tyler Chong here, batting from the right side, and he tosses a strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. Here's the 0-1. Chong will foul that to the right side, and Peyton Mcdonald gives chase but doesn't have a play on it. It goes over the fence and into the concourse area here at Kinsmen Stadium, and it's quickly 0-2.
Tyler Chong, what an absolute asset he has been to the Lords this season. Batting average over 400, on base percentage just over 500. I mean, at half the time, he's getting on.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's hit to first base, and Peyton Mcdonald scoops that up, runs over to first for the out, 2 away.
Looked almost like a, oh, look what I found kind of thing. That was, although hit on the ground, hit pretty hard.
Was hit pretty hard, and of course, with the turf being a little bit wet, the grass is maybe not as wet as it might have been earlier today, but everything on the ground is tricky, and the Fanshawe Falcons, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but in the 2 games they played here at Kinsmen Stadium back in September, as Palmer Cruikshank fouls away the first pitch, he's the first baseman for Durham. and it's 0-1. Fanshawe played the 2 games against the Durham Lords here in Oshawa back on September 19th. They made 4 errors in each of those games, so their defense was a little bit shaky. Those games were split, Durham winning the first one, Fanshawe taking the second. No balls and a strike to Palmer Cruikshank, the right-handed batter, and he will take outside for ball 1.
Big mix of fastballs there. I think that's the first off-speed we've seen from him so far.
Campagnolo is ready. Fires it in there, and that is shot right back up the middle for a base hit. Palmer Cruikshank with the first base hit of the game for the Durham Lords. They have a base runner with 2 away, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Krause Lopez.
Well, that really was sent right back where it came from. No shot there. Great swing by Cruikshank there.
Krause Lopez, another rookie on the Durham Lords. They had a lot of rookies in the lineup this year, as, of course, there was no league last year in the OCAA due to COVID. It's great that everybody was able to play baseball again this year, but only a few players from the 2019 team still with the Durham Lords. Lopez takes a ball, 1-0. Palmer Cruikshank is the base runner at first for Durham. We'll keep an eye on him. Lopez puts that on the ground. It bounces off the first baseman, and that gets away. Everybody is safe. So it's first and second now as Krause Lopez hits it to Peyton Mcdonald. That took a hard hop. Not sure whether that'll be scored an error or a hit, but tough play, and it's a bit of a threat now going for the Durham Lords here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not too sure. I think that hit just the lip just between the grass and the dirt there. It probably will go down as an error, but that was an incredibly difficult play to make.
It was hit very hard, just as all the balls have been hit pretty hard so far, the last 3 batters for the Durham Lords. So it's Josh Arce at the plate now for Durham. And interesting story here is Josh Arce is the catcher for Durham, but he is a former Fanshawe Falcon. He played a couple of seasons in London with the Falcons and shifted over and transferred in last year to Durham College. So he's facing his former team here in a big situation. In the bottom of the first inning, runners at first and second, 2 out.
Yeah, Arce had incredible success at Fanshawe, also doing relatively well with the Lords.
Arce will take the first pitch outside for ball 1.
It seems with the off-speed for Campagnolo, he's almost like it's babying it. It's not really having much of an effect here. You can see he was able to see that right out of hand. That looked like it was a changeup. We still have not seen any sort of breaking stuff yet.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's in there for strike 1-1. Arce was tied for the lead on Durham College with 13 RBIs during the regular season. So he is a run producer.
Fantastic. Considering that you're only playing about 14 games, RBI a game is pretty solid.
That ball is hit to short, and they will throw on to first, and a close play, but they get Arce at first to retire the side. So just like the Fanshawe Falcons in the top half of the inning, the Durham Lords strand a couple and are unable to score. We've played 1 inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium, and it's Fanshawe and Durham tied at no score. That play made by McGuire Gordon, the shortstop, for the Fanshawe Falcons to end the threat. So lots of action in the first inning of this game, and we're expecting to see a close game in this one, as both teams come in with very, very similar numbers and similar successes throughout the season. Jason Krause is the pitcher for the Durham Lords, and as you can see on your screen, the grounds crew has come out to put a little bit of that diamond dry kind of stuff on the ground to try and take some of the moisture away. Things are just a little bit slippy here. It's not raining, but the footing for a pitcher, and Jake, you're a pitcher yourself, many years, played for the Brock Badgers in the OUA, and many years here pitching in Oshawa and with other programs. As a pitcher, conditions like this, what are they like? What do they do to your mindset?
Well, really, it's really two things. And I guess you can start with the moisture, and it was raining pretty decently earlier today. But it really comes down to, as a pitcher, you need the grip on the mound. That's the whole point behind the metal spikes. The metal spikes certainly give you a little bit of extra grip, but when it comes down to the moisture and getting the mud stuck in your cleats, you lose a little bit of confidence. But also as well with the cold, you're always blowing on your hand just trying to warm up, and that's when potentially you'll start ripping the skin on your fingers, which does become a problem later on.
So it looks like the grounds crew has got enough of the stuff done. Oh, they're going to put a little bit more around home plate. So you can see right on your screen here as they drop a little more down there to try and keep the playing conditions as best as possible for this critical game. Playoff game, a quarterfinal sudden death game. The winner of this game will advance to the Final Four portion of the tournament, and the Final Four portion is a double knockout. So you stay alive until you lose a second game. However, today, this is a sudden death game. And so the pressure is on both teams. One of these teams is going to see their season come to an end in about an hour and a half. Looks like we're set to go as the grounds crew moves off. And Krause is now able to take his warm-ups, and he's tossing to Josh Arce. So again, the wind is a little breezy, but not exceptionally strong. And all things considered, pretty reasonable conditions. You know, late October, you never know what you're going to get at this time of year. We do know too, Jake, that tomorrow we're expecting much colder conditions.
Yeah.
And that it's a whole other set of elements as well.
Yeah, back in Yo-Yo and even kind of getting into the fall ball games, you really dread the early morning, October games, because it's some days it can be warm, but often not. It is freezing.
Peyton Mcdonald will start things off here for Fanshawe in the top of the second inning. He takes a strike from Jason Krause. McDonald is the first baseman for Fanshawe. Second pitch is in there for strike two.
Working fast and working aggressive. I love it.
Peyton Mcdonald is from Woodstock. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. First out of the inning, and that is the second strikeout of the ball game for Jason Krause. One away here in the top of the second. No score. Fanshawe batting here against the Durham Lords.
I'll tell you, great play by both Arce as well as Krause there. I think it was Arce that noticed that really that first curveball, he was not on at all. He was in a completely different area. Went back to it and got him.
Jason Krause's first pitch to the designated hitter, Lawler, Jamie Chopping Lawler, is in there for a strike. 0-1. Chopping Lawler will swing and miss way off on that one as the curve took him there.
Yeah, it's. I think it's clear at this point that Krause might have his curveball today.
Quickly 0-2. Krause is ready. Chopping Lawler is too. He bats from the right side. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And that's quickly two away, and also two consecutive strikeouts swinging on 6 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
So Liam Carson will be the batter now for Fanshawe. He is the third baseman, jersey number 33. Bats from the right side. Again, Fanshawe wearing red. Durham is in white. First pitch is in there for a strike.
I think it might be a personal goal for Fanshawe, just maybe to put a ball in play.
They did get a couple of hits in the first inning off of Jason Krause, but were unable to score as they left runners at second and third. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that is a ball as it goes off Josh Arce's glove. 1-1. No, they appeal down first base side, and the appeal is not successful, so that is a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Liam Carson of Fanshawe. That ball is fouled to the right side, out of play, 1-2.
Carson there was definitely late on the fastball. It looks like if thinking strategy-wise, might just be better to put a fastball high and outside to him.
9 pitches, 8 strikes so far in this inning for Krause. Here's the 1-2, low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Liam Carson, the number 8 hitter in the Fanshawe lineup. Krause is ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch, taken for strike 3. And he strikes out the side in the second inning. So 3 up, 3 down, no runners left, and we've played an inning and a half. It's Fanshawe and Durham tied at 0. So that was a big defensive inning, and all pitching in that inning for the Durham Lords, Jake.
Yeah, it was certainly a shutdown inning there. It was if Fanshawe is going to be seeing that kind of Krause for the rest of the game, they're really going to have to swing early. If it gets to a count where he's seeing a curveball, there's no chance.
So Noah Campagnola will come back out now for Fanshawe. Here in the bottom of the second, he will be facing the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Durham Lords, Cam Lugtenberg, Wendell Johnson, and Landon Bentley. The Fanshawe Falcons, of course, only played 12 games during the regular season. They had a make-up doubleheader against the Seneca Sting last Saturday in London at Pullum Park that was supposed to be played, but the weather did not cooperate. They ended up not playing those games because, as it turned out, the results of that game would not have affected the standings or changed anything in the standings. So from that standpoint, Fanshawe, this is their first time on the field since last Wednesday. So, you go 9 days, 9 or 10 days not playing a game. It's not maybe an ideal situation. Of course, they didn't want to have those games, I guess, and because of the logistics and the travel involved, because it involved Seneca having to come from Toronto. But they didn't play those games. So Fanshawe has just been a little dormant, I guess, from that standpoint.
Yeah, I guess you can look at it both of two ways. As your pitching staff, they better be healthy and they better be ready to go with a 9-day break. And, the wounds probably healed, at least the minor ones. But that being said, especially at this kind of year, 2 weeks is, or I guess 9 days for that matter, 9 days is a lot. Temperatures change a lot in 9 days, as well as you kind of get out of the rhythm and tempo of things.
The Durham Lords played their last game on Sunday, a game in Etobicoke against the Seneca Sting. That was also a makeup game. They did get that game in, and it was a 6-5 loss for Durham as Seneca took that game and clinched first place in the East. So Lugtenberg is up, and he rips a base hit to right, and he's a one pitch and a base runner for Durham here in the bottom of the second inning. So jumping on Campagnolo early there, and Lugtenberg is pretty fast on the base pass and would be a threat to steal. Lugtenberg had 6 stolen bases during the regular season. The batter is Wendell Johnson, the right fielder. So Wendell Johnson bats from the left side. He takes a ball high for ball 1. Wendell Johnson led the Durham Lords in walks during the regular season with 7. The 1-0 pitch, he puts it down as a bunt. It is well done. Fair ball, and they throw to first. The sacrifice bunt works perfectly. Lugtenberg is over to second, and the Lords have a runner in scoring position with 1 away. Credit to Noah Campagnolo there, the pitcher for the Lords, for the Fanshawe Falcons, as he came off the mound to field it. Slippery conditions. Bunts are never easy to field for a pitcher to begin with, but on slippery conditions like that, he did a good job to keep his footing and throw the ball over to first.
Yeah, I'm rather glad that I'm not playing at a high level much anymore, but I always hated fielding because, you always kind of go for your head. And the runner got sent back to first, it looks like.
Okay, so Lugtenberg is back at first, and I'll have to get I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Lugtenberg is back at first, and there's 1 away.
I think I was listening into a conversation between Daryl Reed, the Lord head coach, and the home plate umpire. It looks like the batter might have
stepped on the plate.
Stepped on a plate, it looks like, yeah.
Okay. So not a sacrifice for Wendell Johnson as they check the runner back to first. Lugtenberg is in the dirt and safe. So what we will conclude there is that Wendell Johnson got the bunt down, but his foot was on the plate, and if that's the case, the batter is automatically out. So that's, I think, what happened there. So 1 away here for Durham in the bottom of the second. No score between Durham and Fanshawe. That ball is down the first base line. They will get the out at first. Lugtenberg moves over to second. So safe play there by Peyton McDonald as he just takes the out at first, and Bentley is out.
Yeah, that play there was definitely just a smart move to go right to the bag. That there is definitely a bit of speed on the base path, so I don't really think there would have been much of a chance regardless.
So the designated hitter is Ryan Mattis for the Durham Lords. Jersey number 5, bats from the left side. Lugtenberg is the base runner at second, trying to bring home the first run of the game for the Durham Lords as Mattis checks his swing, but he went around, count his own 1.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Campagnolo is the pitcher for the Fanshawe Falcons. Trying to put out another threat here in the bottom of the second. Pitch is high. Ball and a strike to Ryan Mattis. The number 9 hitter, he is the DH in this game for the Durham Lords. Lugtenberg gets his lead off of second. Fanshawe trying to keep him close, hoping to prevent him from scoring on a base hit if there is one. Mattis fouls that one away, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Durham trying to break out on top here in the bottom of the second. They stranded a couple runners in the first inning. They've got a runner at second here with 2 out. It's a 1-2 count to Ryan Mattis. Campagnolo trying to shut things down here. Here's the pitch. The runner goes. Ball's in the dirt, and Lugtenberg is in there with a stolen base and moves to third.
I don't think the catcher there for the Fanshawe was not expecting to steal there, but I mean, I would rather not take the risk of throwing it down and potentially getting away.
That's true. You throw it down to third, and if it gets away from the third baseman, that guy's going to score and bring home the run. So he held on to it, and that's Brad Verhoeven, the catcher for the Fanshawe Falcons. You also don't necessarily see players steal third with 2 out.
Mm-hmm.
But Lugtenberg is at third. Mattis is a 2-2 count. He puts that off the ground, fouls it away, and count remains 2-2.
I don't think he was sitting curveball there, but good job on his part just to kind of foul that off there. Be interesting if they go back to it again with Fanshawe noticing how out front he was.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Mattis. Campagnolo's pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Campagnolo, and the Durham Lords are turned away. No runs, there was a hit, and 1 runner left on base. And the score at the end of 2 innings, it's Fanshawe 0 and the Durham Lords 0. Again, coming up later this afternoon, I guess we'll call it this evening, will be the second sudden death quarterfinal game, and those teams are starting to arrive right now here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. That game will feature the George Brown Huskies making their first OCAA playoff appearance, and the George Brown Huskies will be facing the 2-time defending champion Humber Hawks. That game will start at about 6:30, give or take. I'm told that there will be at least a half-hour gap between the end of this game and the start of the game between the George Brown Huskies and the Humber Hawks. So the Durham Lords will take, let's set the defense for Durham because we didn't get a chance to do that as the game started a little bit quickly on us there at the start at 4 o'clock. Jason Krause is the pitcher for the Lords. Catcher is Josh Arce. First baseman is Palmer Cruikshank. At second base is the OCAA's Rookie of the Year, Tyler Chong. Griffin Oliver is at short. Cruz Lopez is the third baseman. And in the outfield, Landon Bentley is playing in left, Cam Lugtenberg in center, and Wendell Johnson is the right fielder. The designated hitter in this game for the Lords is Ryan Mattis, and we just saw him at the plate a short time ago. So each team with a couple of threats. I think unofficially we've got 2 hits for each team so far. The Fanshawe Falcons will bring up the number 9 hitter. Number 3, the second baseman, Blake Petsinas, to start the top of the 3rd inning. Jason Krause is back on the mound. He has 4 strikeouts in the game, and he struck out the side back in the second. Pitch is inside for ball 1 to Petsinas. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit now, Jacob, here at Kinsmen Stadium.
Yeah, we're starting to see our broadcast booth just shake a little bit. You see it in trees over left center there. They're starting to sway a little heavier.
Krause's last pitch was in there for a strike, so it's a 1-1 strike to Petsinas. And he swings and misses for strike 2. Krause seems to have good velocity on that pitch, and he's had the Falcons off balance over the last number of batters. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's on the ground. It'll go to Tyler Chong at second. He comes up with it, throws to first to get the out. 1 away.
Yeah, kind of hopping on the comment you made there. It doesn't seem that Fanshawe can really keep up with Krause's fastball right now. Everything that he throws, especially the fastball, they're way behind on.
Now, the one player who really seemed to have his number was McGuire Gordon, who is the batter. He doubled back in the first inning and was stranded at third in the first for the Fanshawe Falcons. He takes ball 1 from Jason Krause. So Gordon has one of the 2 Fanshawe hits so far in this ball game as the sunshine now begins to appear, and that's a welcome sight here in Oshawa.
Welcome to October.
You never know what's going to, after 15 minutes it changes as Gordon fouls that away, a ball and a strike.
Hey, who knows? We might see snow sometime this weekend.
Oh, don't say that. We don't want that. No snowflakes, not yet. McGuire Gordon led the team in hits this year for Fanshawe with 16. He puts that all on the ground to short. Griffin Oliver comes up with it, throws on to first. It's in the dirt. And a great scoop there by Palmer Cruikshank to record the out, and then there's 2 away.
One of the things that Kinsmen Stadium is a jewel, and I always love playing it, but as a middle infielder or anything like that, those are incredibly difficult because the ground is not the most level. So it could easily take a bad hop there. Great job by Griffin Oliver to stay with it.
So 2 away quickly here for Fanshawe in the top of the third. And the batter will be Riley Geringer. He was hit by a pitch. First pitch he saw back in the first inning. Takes a ball high for ball 1. No score yet between the Falcons and the Lords. Top of the third inning, 2 away here. Jason Krause's pitch is high and inside for ball 2.
That almost got away from him again there.
Riley Geringer bats from the right side as the sun is out. He fouls that one away, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now to the batter. And the sun really coming out now here at Kinsmen Stadium as Geringer steps out, calls time. You know, all of a sudden it's a blinding light for the defenders on the field. All of a sudden the sun's out. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Krause, swung on a miss for strike 2.
I think the batter there might have angered Krause a little bit. One of the kind of the big no-nos there is trying to call time while the pitcher's already in motion.
2-2 now. Here's the pitch. Krause misses, and the count runs full. Back in the first inning, the Fanshawe Falcons got runners to second and third with 1 away, but did not score. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's popped foul to the right side, and we'll do it again. Krause looking for his 5th strikeout of the ball game. Geringer trying to get on base for the 2nd time in the game. Here's the 3-2 pitch, fouled away again. Good battle here.
Great battle.
2 away. Fanshawe looking for a base runner, trying to break out on top. And the way things are going here, the pitchers seem to be on their game right now. This could be a game where only 1 or 2 runs really makes the difference. Tyler Chong will grab that at second base on the grounder, and he will throw out Geringer at first. The inning is over, so it's 3 up, 3 down inning again for Fanshawe. We've played 2.5 here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium, and it's Fanshawe and Durham tied at no score.
And with the clouds starting to pass at this point, it's kind of funny we're now seeing the lights come on at Kinsmen.
That's right. If anything, the lights probably should have been on in the first 2 innings. Now the lights come on. However, we do know that once the clouds move back in fact, we're actually seeing a fair bit of blue sky to the west here right now. So certainly the players will appreciate having better visibility while they can have it here at Kinsmen Stadium. So again, the game time temperature was 16 degrees, and it is still 16 degrees right now. So that's pretty decent. We are looking at a forecast tomorrow where of a high of 13 degrees, but for the first game tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, we're expecting temperatures to be in the single digits as far as air temperature, and even a bit colder than that as far as wind chill goes. So it's going to be very cold conditions for the games in the Final Four part of the tournament tomorrow. We might be even seeing a wind chill of about 5 degrees tomorrow. So right now, 16 degrees, I think everybody will take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I think it's I think the players, especially for the early games tomorrow morning, they're quite grateful that 11 o'clock start time isn't too bad, considering that's in years prior it's been 8 a.m. games.
Yeah, 8 a.m. games in October, a little bit tricky. You just know that it's not going to be that warm at that time of day. So we're ready for the bottom of the third inning here in this ball game. Griffin Oliver will be the leadoff batter, the leadoff hitter, batting first in the lineup for Durham today. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game, popped out to the catcher in foul territory back in the first inning on a 7-pitch at bat. And he will try and get things started here for Durham in the bottom of the third inning. Noah Campanolo continues on the mound for the Fanshawe Falcons. He's given up a couple of hits in this game. Durham had base runners in each of the first 2 innings, but were unable to score. Pitch is off speed and high for ball 1 to Griffin Oliver.
It looked by the notion of the catcher there. He was trying to break out a first pitch curveball. He just could not get on top of.
Count is a ball 1-0 to Griffin Oliver. He will ground that hard. The pitcher comes up with it. Campanolo throws over to first for the out. Quickly one away. Ball was hit hard, and Campanolo did a good job to go up the ladder there to make sure it didn't get over his head, because that might have been trouble in the middle of the infield.
Yeah, it looked like it was going right back out the middle. If that did get past him, I don't think the middle infielder would have had a shot against it.
So one away here in the bottom of the third inning for the Durham Lords. Tyler Chong is the batter now, OCAA's Rookie of the Year. And he takes an off-speed strike for the first pitch, 0-1. Grounded out to first in his only at-bat of the game so far. Campanolo is ready. Pitch catches the corner for strike 2. Certainly Fanshawe probably they're scouting on this game. They know Chong is a dangerous hitter.
Yeah, it really is. You can kind of see Chong after that pitch. It looked like he kind of wanted that one back. That one hung a lot. 0-2
pitch is a lot more velocity, and Chong does a good job to foul that away to keep it at 0-2.
It'd be interesting to see what they're going to call here. Campanolo has not been the most accurate with his off speed, so I'm not sure if they're going to stick with the hard stuff or he's going to mix back with the low curve.
No balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Chong. One away here in the bottom of the third, and he will swing through that for strike 3. So 2 away for Durham here in the bottom of the third inning, and that is the second strikeout of the game for Noah Campanolo. The batter will be Palmer Cruikshank, the first baseman. He has one of Durham's 2 hits in this game. Singled back in the first inning and was stranded at second. Campanolo's pitch is it's high over the belt, ball 1.
Catcher held that one for an extra second there. I thought that caught the zone, but not according to the eyes of the blue.
It was just a little bit above the belt as it crossed the plate, at least from our vantage point. Campanolo's pitch is ripped to left field, but it's foul. That was hit very hard, but it was about 6 feet left of third base, so no question about that being a foul ball.
Yeah, no, that one was by the term hit on the screws.
1 ball and 1 strike to Palmer Cruikshank. Nobody on base here, and Cruikshank will step out and call time. Big ballpark here at Kinsmen Stadium. If you aren't familiar with it, 352 down the left field line. It's bigger than most major league ballparks as far as the left field fence goes. Cruikshank hits that hard to third, and it goes off the glove over to the short. McGuire Garden will throw to first and still get the out. Great job by the Fanshawe defense there as it goes off the glove of Liam Carson over to McGuire Gordon, and they get Cruikshank to end the inning. So score that, a very unusual 5-6-3. So no runs, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Durham Lords. We've played 3 now in this ball game. No score between Fanshawe and Durham. Well, that's a case of defense always being ready. You just never know where a ball's going to go off, and you got to back up your teammates wherever you can.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of some antics Brandon Phillips would use back when he played with the Cincinnati Reds. Just, I don't want to hear, take it.
So the pitchers have really settled down here. 3-up, 3-down for both Fanshawe and Durham in the third inning. So we haven't had a lot of base runners in this ball game. Fanshawe coming up in the fourth inning now in just a moment. They did have a couple of base runners back in the first inning and stranded them at second and third, but they have, let's see here, the last 8 batters in a row have been retired by Jason Krause. So they will send up Verhoeven, the catcher, to lead things off here in the top of the fourth inning. Getting back to the dimensions of this ballpark, big concrete stadium you can see on your screen. The concrete wall, there's ivy draping it in left field and towards center. 352 down the left field line. It's 400 to left center, 395 to right center. A little bit shorter to right field at 324 as Oshawa Creek goes right behind the stadium here at Kinsmen. So a little bit easier to get the ball out to right field, but you don't see a lot of home runs in this ballpark.
No, you really don't. The only person I can kind of think of in recent memory is Brendan Dadson, who played with the juniors, the Oshawa junior team, as well as Durham College a few years prior. He always put a few of them over the right field wall, but really other than that, he was there's not really a whole lot of players I can think of at the moment.
So we're ready to go here in the top of the fourth inning as Krause's first pitch is a ball. Brad Verhoeven is the batter. Bats from the left side. He hits that hard to center field. Center fielder slips Cam Lugtenberg. He's not going to get it, and it's going to go all the way to the warning track. And digging for third is Verhoeven. And here comes the throw, and he is in there with a triple. And he slams his helmet down and yells at his bench, and that electrifies the Fanshawe bench. Leadoff triple for Fanshawe here in the top of the fourth inning. It looked like that ball for Cam Lugtenberg, the center fielder, he kind of slipped as he got his first move on it. And once he was down, there was no chance for him. It was over his head and went all the way to the wall. Close play at third, though. They almost got the runner. But he's in there with a triple. So a big scoring threat here for Fanshawe in the top of the fourth inning. And Van Bokel will be the batter. He's the cleanup hitter. He struck out in the first inning. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Greg Van Bokel was one of 2 OCAA All-Stars for Fanshawe. That's a guy they like to have up at the plate. That ball gets away
He's
to behind the plate, and they've got the runner held up between second or third and home, and they throw it to third, and the ball bounces off the base runner. So it was a wild pitch, and then trying to come home and score was Verhoeven. He slipped and fell. They had the run down, but when Arce threw the ball over to third, it looked like it hit the base runner, and so everybody's safe.
That is a tough bounce for the Durham Lords and Josh Arce there. Normally a very strong defenseman back there. It looks like potentially the ball just slipped out of the hand when he was throwing it.
So all things considered here, we still have a runner at third with nobody out. in the top of the fourth inning. Fanshawe is batting in red jerseys, and they almost brought home the first run there. And I think Verhoeven easily would have scored. Brad Verhoeven would have scored, but he about halfway home he fell right down on the ground, and they thought the Durham Lords thought they had him in the rundown to get him out, but he made it back to third and he's safe. So a big break there for the Falcons. Count is 1-1. That ball is hit to third base. Cruz Lopez cannot come up with it. Goes for a base hit to left field, and that's the first run of the ball game. An RBI single. 1-0 Fanshawe.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if the slide is what I would have gone with, considering he was on his glove side. But nonetheless, Fanshawe up 1-0.
So it's the first run of the game, 1-0 for Fanshawe here in the top of the fourth inning. And Ferris Adamu will be the batter for the Fanshawe Falcons. Again, an OCAA All-Star this year, had an outstanding season. And in a big situation here for Fanshawe, nobody away. The leadoff triple for Verhoeven scores. And I don't know if he would have scored if Cruz Lopez, the third baseman for Durham, had been able to keep it in front of him, but he wasn't able to keep the ball. They throw down to first on that pitch that was for a ball, and Van Boekel is back in at first.
You can really feel the air, and Durham College's tires get let out there. Although it's a 1-0 game, it seems like it's going to come down to one or two runs going to make it.
Adamu takes a ball from Jason Krause, 2 balls and no strikes. Greg Van Boekel is the runner at first. Nobody away here for Fanshawe in the top of the fourth. They do have a run in. They throw over to first, and Van Boekel is in safe. Ferris Adamu, the batter for Fanshawe, wears number 9. He swings and misses at a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Power against power there, Jake.
Yeah, no, that was a power fastball. I don't think he had much of a chance at that one.
Adamu led the Falcons this year with a .452 average, one of the highest in the league. He fouls that one away, and the count is back even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, great work by Krause there. 2-0, truly a hitter's count. Even 2-1 is still a very strong hitter's count. Bringing it back, and now I think just be focusing down low in the zone, inducing a ground ball.
We'll see if Van Boekel moves here on the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. He does go. The ball is on the ground. They will throw the runner out at first, as with the started runner there, they had no chance at the double play. 1 out, 1 away.
You can kind of see the base runners there. His motion was a little bit different. I was looking over at him there, and he was always kind of leaning backwards. This time he was leaning forwards. That was a clear indicator he was going to move on the pitch.
So Peyton Mcdonald will be the batter now for Fanshawe. He struck out in his only plate appearance back in the second inning. The Falcons with a runner at second and 1 away. They have 1 run in here in the fourth inning as Krause fires in a strike. Big cut there by Peyton Mcdonald. Here's the 0-1. It's a bunt. Krause will come to field it, throw over to first to get the out. The runner advances to third, and there are 2 away. So the sacrifice works there.
I think the ideology there, the thinking was that 19 has been periodically laid on in Krause's fastball, so just getting it down gives number 55 here a chance to drive him home.
McDonald also a 158 hitter on the season, so thinking that he was behind in the count, thought, okay, let's put a bunt down and get something positive out of the at-bat. And they do that as Van Boekel moves over to third base.
Yeah, it really becomes even more important in Kirk class, that is just having quality ABs and having really team ABs.
Jamie Chopping Lawler will be the batter for Fanshawe. He'll take a pitch high for ball 1. Big right-handed hitter. He struck out back in the second inning in his only plate appearance of the game so far. Fanshawe with a runner at third here, 2 away in the top of the fourth inning. They have a 1-0 lead over the Durham Lords. Curveball swung on and missed for strike one.
I think it's Niels to say he was not sitting on the curveball there.
Chopping Lawler batted .364 in the regular season for the Falcons. Looking to bring home a second run here for Fanshawe as that pitch is away for ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Falcons in this inning had Brad Verhoeven led off with a triple, and he later scored on a single. That ball is hit to right field, and that's going to be in there for a base hit. An RBI for Jamie Chopping Lawler, and it's 2-0 Fanshawe.
Yeah, that was a really strong piece of hitting. Just sent it right back. Found some grass out in the outfield.
So 2-0 Fanshawe now in the top of the fourth inning. And Liam Carson will be the batter with 2 away. 3 hits in this inning for the Falcons. And also that makes the sacrifice bunt that moved the runner to third a valuable play for the Falcons earlier in this inning.
Yeah, although that was hit to the outfield, it wasn't really hit that far out. So I think if the runner was still at second base there, I don't think he would have made it home there.
First pitch to Carson is a strike. 0-1. Jamie Chopping Lawler is the runner at first. Does not go. Pitch is just off the plate, ball 1. Carson, in his only plate appearance, struck out looking to end the second inning. Batted .263 in the regular season. He swings and misses. Strike 2. Durham Lords trying to limit the damage here. They've surrendered a couple of runs here in the top of the fourth inning. It's a sudden death game in the OCAA playoffs. The winner will advance to play tomorrow in round 2 against the St. Clair Saints. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The inning is over. That is the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Jason Krause, and it ends the inning. So for Fanshawe, 2 runs on 3 hits, and there was a runner left. We've played 3.5 innings here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. Fanshawe Falcons 2, the Durham Lords no score. So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Durham Lords now trailing this game 2-0, and they're going to need to get some offense going sometime soon. It's a 7-inning game, so only so many chances. Again, the winner of this game advances to the Final Four part of the tournament that begins tomorrow. The winner of this game will face the number 1 team in the West Division, the St. Clair Saints, who finished 12-2 during the regular season. So they await the winner of this game. Coming up at 6:30 approximately, or at least half an hour after the end of this game, will be the second quarterfinal sudden death game between the George Brown Huskies and the Humber Hawks. And the winner of that game will play tomorrow at 11 o'clock against the winner of the East Division, the first place Seneca Sting. Fanshawe and Durham, since this went to since the OCAA tournament began in 2013, neither of them have been able to win the gold medal in this tournament. It has been owned by 2 schools, and that's the St. Clair Saints, who won 5 consecutive championships between 2013 and 2017, and then the Humber Hawks won in 2018 and in 2019. And those are the only 2 teams that have won the gold medal. The Durham Lords did get the silver back in 2019. Losing the championship to Humber, although they did move on to the national championship, and the Durham Lords won the national championship in 2019.
Yeah, I've only played 2 games against the St. Clair, and they truly have a fantastic program and usually have a few plus arms that they can throw at any given time.
Cruz Lopez will start things off here for the Durham Lords in the bottom of the fourth inning. Against Noah Campanolo, he'll take a pitch low at the knees for strike 1. Lopez was on base back in the first inning. He reached on a ball that was hit really hard off the first baseman, Peyton Mcdonald, and was on first base. And the Lords ended up stranding 2 base runners in the first inning and did not score. That ball is fouled to the right side. It's 0-2. Only 2 hits in the ball game. Unofficially, that that ball that was put in play by Lopez back in the first we think it was an error, but not 100% sure. 0-2 pitch is hit to right field. That is going to be caught by the right fielder, Ferris Adamu. 1 away.
I first thought there, I thought that was that might drop in for a base hit, but it just kept carrying.
So 1 out, and that'll bring up the catcher, Josh Arce. He is 0 for 1, grounded out to short, back in the first inning. Seven consecutive retired by Noah Campanolo, the Fanshawe pitcher. And that pitch is in there for a strike. So Campanolo seems to be in a groove right now. The last the last hitter for Durham to reach base was Cam Lugtenberg back in the second inning. Arce takes that pitch high at the letters. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Arce, a definite power threat there for the Durham Lords. I think he has one of the 3 home runs by the team.
That is correct. He did hit a home run against Fanshawe actually back in September. That ball is popped out of play behind home plate, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Arce batted .364 in the regular season, 13 RBI, and did have that home run. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is hit to right center field. Riley Geringer is there in center and hauls it in for the out, 2 away. And that is 8 consecutive retired by Noah Campanolo. If you go back to the second inning, when you consider the sacrifice bunt by Wendell Johnson that ended up being an out because he had put his foot on the plate when attempting the bunt. So Cam Lugtenberg will be the batter. He is one of the 2 Durham College hits so far in this ball game. And he'll take a strike. 0-1. Lugtenberg singled back in the second inning, stole second, but was stranded. And the Clouds have moved back in here at Oshawa's Kinsmen Stadium. Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-2.
We're really not seeing the prevalence of Campanolo's off speed. It's just been fastball after fastball after fastball, and it doesn't seem that Durham's really adjusting to it.
Looking for a second consecutive 3-up, 3-down inning. Here's Campanolo's 0-2 pitch. It is on the ground to second base. Blake Pretsinas has got it. Will throw to second, or throw over to first rather, to end the inning. 3-up, 3-down again for Durham. We've played 4 innings, and the score is Fanshawe 2 and Durham nothing. So definitely the momentum right now is with the Fanshawe Falcons, Jake, getting a couple of big runs. That triple that led off the top of the 4th inning seemed to really change the momentum of this game, and it led to a couple of runs for Fanshawe in that inning, and they've settled down defensively. Yeah,
they really have. Just before the game here, I was just looking over just the splits. Not, you can't really take too much from just a one-game sudden death. But really, the pitching for Fanshawe away is only sitting at 2.51. If stats are true, Durham is really going to have to push and struggle just to bring it back in.
Again, it's a 7-inning game, so we're already into the 5th inning. This game is moving along fairly well at a good clip right now, usually indicative of good pitching and good defense.
No, really, you hit the nail on the head. Really good pitching, both by Krause and Cavanola there.
The temperature has actually increased a little bit. Now it's now 17 degrees here. So this is very, very mild conditions for October. And the rain is holding off, even though the clouds have moved back in. There is a chance of rain at some point this evening. In fact, up to 80% later on. But hopefully we get both of these ball games in here today for the first round of the OCAA 2021 Men's Baseball Championships. Sudden death game here. Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. We are in the top of the fifth inning. Fanshawe with a 2-0 lead. And Blake Petsness will be the batter. Number 9 hitter will take ball 1 from Jason Krause. Petsness is 0 for 1 in the game. He fouls that one away. He grounded out to second base to lead off the third inning. So just his second at bat of the ball game here in the fifth inning. The lights are on here at Kinsmen Stadium, and the sunshine has gone away. That ball is lifted to left field and will be caught by Landon Bentley in left for the first out. So 1 up and 1 down. That's exactly what the Durham Lords are looking for defensively after giving up a leadoff triple and then a followed up by a single back in the fourth inning. Always important, if you can, to keep that leadoff batter off base, if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. There's two things you want to do, especially as pitching: get the leadoff out and no 2-out walks. I don't really expect the latter portion from Jason Krause here, but getting that leadoff out is crucial.
McGuire Gordon is the batter for the Falcons. 1-0 is the count. 2-0 now as that ball is low and just in the dirt. McGuire Gordon is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He doubled back in the first and grounded out to short in the third. That ball is hit to left field, and it's not going to be caught by Landon Bentley. That drops in front of him for a base hit, so Gordon is now 2 for 3 in the game, and that's a base runner for the Falcons here with 1 out in the top of the fifth inning. Looks like that's the 6th hit of the ball game for the Fanshawe Falcons. 2 of them by McGuire Gordon.
Yeah, it really has. The top, I think it's like the top 3 or top 4 Fanshawe hitters have done most of the work this game. Latter portion have done not really a whole lot in the offensive category.
So Geringer is the batter now for the Fanshawe Falcons, center fielder. Riley Geringer is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He was hit by a pitch back in the first, grounded out to second base in the third. They will check McGuire Gordon back to first. He is in the dirt and safe. Gordon is a threat to steal. He had 5 stolen bases in the regular season.
Only caught once.
And the Fanshawe Falcons really trying to take control of this game. He goes with the pitch. Ball is on the ground, and it'll roll foul. And Jason Krause came to field it and collided with Cruz Lopez, the third baseman, and went for a tumble. He's looking at his foot as everybody went for the ball there. And I think Krause is okay. You can just see it off to the left of your screen right now as he walks back onto the into fair territory. But that was a bit of an awkward collision there, and the ball was clearly fouled by a couple of feet.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what.
And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a delay right now as Jason Krause is asking for, looks like some tape. Yeah, his if you can, you might not be able to see it because of the resolution here, but his shoe, the top of his shoe has come apart from the bottom of his shoe, which is a very strange situation. It's like, and they're gonna tape his shoe back together, like almost like a tape cast around the front of his foot. I don't think I've ever seen that. And now, what might that do to his footing? With when your cleats, as a pitcher is throwing, and you're trying to make sure that you have the footing is so important for a pitcher.
Yeah, it really is. I've personally never had that happen, or have never had a teammate have that happen. So usually, the cleats are pretty well made. That in mind, it will be. I guess we'll see here what happens. It's his drive leg, so it'll.
Well, he's going to throw a few pitches here just to see if he's all right. He looks to be okay.
Yeah, there wasn't any immediate reaction when he threw that, so we're going to take that as a good sign.
His shoe blew apart on that bizarre collision in foul territory with Cruz Lopez, the third baseman, on that ball that went foul. Anyway, the count is 0-2 to Riley Geringer. Base runner at first is McGuire Gordon for Fanshawe. Pitch is in there for strike 3. So Krause gets the batter for his 5th strikeout of the game.
That front door curveball just, it seems to be getting quite a few of the Falcon hitters.
So it'll be the catcher, Brad Verhoeven. He tripled his last time up. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. They checked the runner back to first, and he's back in plenty of time. Although he had to get down in the dirt. That one was a little bit close. But Verhoeven is 2 for 2 in the game. He is singled and tripled. Scored the first run of the game. So he is really led the way offensively so far for Fanshawe, and this is a batter you'd like to have up in this situation with the runner on first.
Yeah, this is certainly the part of the lineup where you'd want.
Top of the 5th inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Fanshawe Falcons over the Durham Lords. This is a sudden death game. The winner advances to the Final Four tomorrow. Runner goes to the pitch. Ball is hit to right field. Wendell Johnson is there, and he's got it for the out. The inning is over. So no runs for Fanshawe in the 5th inning. There was a hit and 1 runner left. We've played 4.5 innings. It's Fanshawe 2, Durham no score. So in the bottom of the 5th inning, for the Durham Lords, it'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Wendell Johnson, Landon Bentley, and Ryan Mattis. And the Durham Lords, through 4 innings, have just the 2 hits. One by Palmer Cruikshank, the other by Cam Lugtenberg. And they are going to need some offense in a hurry, and certainly Noah Campanolo has looked very good in the last number of innings. He's retired 9 straight.
Yeah, he's done a very good job of just inducing ground balls to the Lords. He's certainly been a force to be reckoned with, Eva, so far.
He has 2 strikeouts in the ball game and has not given up a walk. In fact, I don't think we've seen any walks in the ball game. No bases on balls in this ball game so far. So that tells you that the pitchers are really on their game, and that makes things very good defensively when you can keep base runners off and not give up those free bases.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a complete trust in your defense, as well as I think a complete trust in your own stuff there.
Noah Campanolo, again, had a 1.40 earned run average during the regular season for the Fanshawe Falcons. He was 2-1, started 3 games, led his team in strikeouts, also led the team in walks, but he has not given up any walks so far in this ball game. And he is in a groove. Wendell Johnson will be the batter. He is 0 for 1. He tried to lay down a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning and did get the bunt down, but the umpire ruled that his shoe was on home plate, and you're out if that happens. So he is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Ball is hit to center field. It's going and carrying, and it's going to go all the way to the wall, and it's off the wall. Off the wall. Wendell Johnson is at second. He is going into third with a leadoff triple for the Durham Lords, and you can see on the right side of your screen the Lords come out of their dugout, and they are very excited about that triple by Wendell Johnson. So just like Fanshawe did back in the 4th inning, you got a leadoff triple.
That was, you know what, I think that was going to be a double no matter what, but that was a very fortunate hop off of the cement wall out in the right center. That took a very bizarre hop, and I thought as soon as that got away, I thought that could have been inside the park. It looked like he might have tripped it between 2nd and 3rd, lost his footing just a little bit. But, hey, what an exciting start.
The batter is Landon Bentley. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out to first back in the 2nd inning. Yeah, Wendell Johnson is at third base. Nobody out here in the 5th inning for the Durham Lords. Ball is taken outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Landon Bentley.
And it looks like by the defensive setup by the Falcons here, they're just going to let this one, hypothetically, if it's a ground ball, they're just going to let them score here.
Bentley swings and misses at that pitch. It was low for a strike. And the count?
1-2, I believe.
1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Landon Bentley. Wendell Johnson is the runner at third for Durham Lords. They are trying to get on the board here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're down 2 runs. That ball is hit to right. It's a base hit. And that'll score a run as Landon Bentley gets the RBI single, and it's 2-1.
That is a prime example of clutch hitting there by the Lords there. Great job.
So Bentley gets that 1-2 pitch and rips it between first and second for the base hit, and it is now Fanshawe 2, Durham 1.
I think this might be a bit of a momentum switch at this point. Durham is very loud.
Nobody out here in the 5th inning as Mattis gets the bunt down. It is in play. The catcher slips, throws to first, safe at first. Ryan Mattis is safe at first as he beats it. The catcher slipped as he threw it. Very close play at first, but the ruling is Mattis is safe, and it's first and second, nobody out for Durham.
I think that could have gone either way, that play. That was a very close call, but as you can see there, as the catcher was coming out to field it, he did lose his footing there, and that is certainly the worst case scenario.
Well, they're going to, Brian Harvey, the coach of the Fanshawe Falcons, is going to come out and have a chat with the umpire about that one. I don't think you're going to see an overturn on that. It was a very close play at first, one of those bang-bang plays that, if we had the benefit of replay, would have been very close.
Yeah, it definitely would have. You made a good point. There is no logical way that play could have been overruled at this point. The first base umpire, by far, had the best view of it. You really couldn't have incorporated any other umpire in that decision.
So it's first and second. Nobody out here. Durham has just scored to make it a 2-1 ball game. Fanshawe still up in front, 2-1. They have runners at first and second with nobody out. The batter is Griffin Oliver. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. And with nobody out and runners at first and second, this might be a situation where you might see a bunt.
You know what? I was actually just going to say that Griffin Oliver has some pretty decent speed down the line. So I think, you know what, there might be a little bit of yips, if you could say.
Ball is taken low. Looked like he was flinching potentially to show bunt there, but it's 1-0.
It might, you know what, that could just be Oliver as well, a very smart baseball player. That could just be a mental game there. If they're expecting it, the pitcher's going to be throwing a little bit differently, expecting the bunt. The catcher's going to set up differently, and potentially even the corner infielders are going to set up differently, expecting it.
Of course, Durham would like to get the runners over to second, third if they can with only 1 away and the heart of the order coming up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Runners do not go, and they throw back to second. They try to pick off Landon Bentley at second. He's back in there. So the pickoff play was on there for the Fanshawe Falcons. Fanshawe up 2-1. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lords threatening. They've got 1 run in here in this inning. First and second, nobody out. Griffin Oliver is the batter. The 1-0 pitch. Squares to bunt. He gets it down.
Oh, that's a great bunt.
They will pick it up and throw to first, and he is safe at first. He waited too long to get the ball. The catcher, that is Brad Verhoeven. He was waiting for it to go foul, and the ball stayed on the line. And by the time he picked it up to throw it down first, Griffin Oliver with his speed was well past the bag, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Well, that was what was going on there is that the catcher was just waiting to see if that ball was going to trickle just a bit foul there. That's a very common thing you'll see with very well-placed bunts, but that was near perfection by Griffin Oliver there.
So we are going to, looks like we're going to have a mound visit here at the very least. I don't think we're going to see a pitching change again. Noah Campanolo has been outstanding in this ballgame so far. He had retired 9 straight coming into this inning, but Wendell Johnson led things off with a triple and later scored on a single by Landon Bentley to make it a 2-1 ball game. And then we've had a couple of bunts. Ryan Mattis and then Griffin Oliver, both safe at first to load the bases with nobody out. And the batter for Durham is Tyler Chong. He is the OCAA's Rookie of the Year. He was the best hitter of the season for the Durham Lords, and he comes up in a huge situation here in the bottom of the 5th inning with bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah, this is really the guy you want at this point.
Chong will look at the first pitch, does not go. He checked his swing. They appeal down to first, and it is a ball. Tying run at third for Durham. Go-ahead run at second. Count is 1-0 to Tyler Chong. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Pitch is hit to right field. That is a base hit, and it gets past the right fielder. 1 run is in. Here comes the second run. Griffin Oliver now coming around home to third, and it is a 3-run triple for Tyler Chong, and the Durham Lords are now out in front 4-2. What a turn of events.
Wow.
Tyler Chong hit that ball to right field, and Ferris Adamu was trying to come in to catch it, and he just could not get to it, and when it bounced, it went past him. And that allowed Landon Bentley, Ryan Mattis, and Griffin Oliver to clear the bases, and it's now a 4-2 lead for the Durham Lords here in the bottom of the 5th. The batter is Palmer Cruikshank. He'll take a strike. Again, there's a runner at third in Tyler Chong, so there's more to cash here potentially for Durham with nobody out here in the 5th inning and 4 runs in.
Yeah, Palmer, another very strong hitter here. Could easily make this a 5-2.
Pitch is high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Also, as well, the Falcon defense here, they're not willing to risk another run here. Infield is all in here. It looks like the outfield is a little bit farther back than I would like, considering the speed of Chong, but hey, that's why they're the manager and I'm not.
A ball and a strike to Palmer Cruikshank. Again, Fanshawe scored 2 runs in the top of the 4th. Durham Lords had only 2 hits coming into this inning, but they have scored 4 so far, and there's still nobody out. Cruikshank hammers that to left field, but it's out of play and foul. Hit that one on the screws. Saw him do that in his last at-bat, too. Really pulling the ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, all due respect to Campanola, is velocity is not what it was right in the first inning. Palmer, a very good speed hitter, just absolutely crushed that one. Unfortunately, foul.
Count is a ball and 2 strikes. Cruikshank will spoil that one and knock it away, and the count remains 1-2. Tyler Chong is the base runner at third to the very left of your screen. He just cleared the bases with the 3-run triple to put the Durham Lords out in front here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-2 pitch is on the ground to short, and it's through for a base hit. Chong will score. RBI single for Palmer Cruikshank, and it's 5-2 Durham.
Well, I said I was going to need a very large effort on behalf of the Lords here, and I think we got it.
And I think that's going to be the end of the line for Noah Campanolo, as the Durham Lords have struck for 5 runs here, and there's still nobody out. In the bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 5-2 lead for Durham, and Campanolo's day on the mound is done. He came into this inning having only given up 2 hits. He had retired 9 straight. And then the Lords, Wendell Johnson led off the inning with a triple. Landon Bentley singled him in to make it a 2-1 ball game. Ryan Mattis bunted for a single. So did Griffin Oliver to load the bases. Tyler Chong tripled to knock in 3 runs and put Durham up 4-2. And then just moments ago, Palmer Cruikshank with a single past the shortstop to left field, and that scored Tyler Chong to make it a 5-2 ball game. So pitching change for Fanshawe, and they are going to bring out pitcher. The pitcher is number 34, and it's Russell Dirksen. So Russell Dirksen will take over. The right-hander comes into the game. Had a 5.25 earned run average in the regular season. He won 2 games. He made 6 appearances to lead the Fanshawe Falcons. So he was on the mound in 6 of their games, and won a couple of games and lost a game. So he comes on here to try and keep his team in the ball game. But the Fanshawe Falcons were in cruise control coming into this inning and are now in a bit of damage control as they try and keep this just to a 5-2 lead. Again, we're in the 5th inning, so there's not a lot of time left in a 7-inning game.
No, you know what? And all to respect Fanshawe here, it's not really they didn't do anything wrong. It's just circumstances, potentially a little bit of bad luck there, especially on the play by right fielder Adamu there.
So the Lords have come to life here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 runs in, still nobody out. And the batter is the cleanup hitter, Cruz Lopez. Reached in the 1st inning on a ball hit to the first baseman that we think was scored an error. And he will bunt that one foul to the right side. And Peyton Mcdonald tried to get there, but it lands for just a strike. So it's 0-1 to Cruz Lopez. Lopez also was flew out to right field in the 4th inning. So 0 for 2.
You can really see the third baseman, Liam Carson. He is almost even with the pitcher's mound. That is how far in he is. And it looks like they're thinking better of it and backing up a little bit. Still on the bunt defense strategy.
They will check the runner, Cruikshank, back to first base. No balls and 1 strike to Cruz Lopez. Durham leading 5-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Russell Dirksen will throw that in, swung on and missed, strike 2. Durham Lords with 6 consecutive hits to start this 5th inning. 5 runs are in. Lopez will lift that ball. It's popped in the infield. The wind is pushing it back, and McGuire Gordon had to backpedal a couple of steps to bring that in close to his second base cohort, Blake Petsness. And but he makes the out. First out of the inning, 1 away. Josh Arce will be the batter. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game, grounded out to short in the 1st, flied out to center field in the 4th inning. Takes a ball. Arce, the catcher for the Durham Lords, is a former Fanshawe Falcon himself, played a couple of seasons for the Falcons in London. Pitch is high. They will snap back down to first, and they did not get him at first as Cruikshank gets back in time. I think that got out, just was maybe dropped by Peyton Mcdonald.
Yeah,
the first
I think he was caught out there. Just the ball was dropped by the first baseman.
Very close. Very close play at first on the snapback throw. Great throw by Brad Verhoeven. 2 balls, no strikes to Josh Arce. Pitch is high for ball 3.
Except for that first pitch, there hasn't been really a whole lot else in the zone.
Russell Dirksen on in relief of Noah Campanolo here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Durham leading 5-2. Arce will take a strike, taking that one all the way. Palmer Cruikshank is at first base. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. Arce looking for his first hit of the game. Here's a 3-1, and it's high. And that's the first walk of the ball game of any description. And Arce will trot down to first, and it's now 1st and 2nd for Durham with 1 away. And the batter is Cam Lugtenberg, and he is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He singled in the 2nd, grounded out to 2nd in the 4th. He will take a big cut at that first pitch from Russell Dirksen, and it's a strike, 0-1. Palmer Cruikshank at 2nd. Josh Arce at first. The 0-1 inside for a ball. The Durham Lords really looking to extend the lead here and put some insurance runs on the board.
Yeah, it really would be. Obviously, of course, they'd love to see a few extra runs here. Not only, that one gets away.
Ball in the dirt, and a great block by Brad Verhoeven as that ball bounced way in front of him, and he used his protector to keep that in front of him, because if that ball gets by him, the base runners easily would have moved up a base.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But going back to it again with the tournament format, I think it would be great just to save The pitching for the Durham Lords, if everything stays here, save Krause's arm, who's the ace of the Lords.
2-1 pitch to Lugtenberg. Fouled out of play to the left side, and it'll go 2-2. This is a bat around inning so far for the Durham Lords. Lugtenberg is the ninth hitter of the inning. 5 runs in here on 6 hits for the Lords in the bottom of the 5th inning. They lead 5-2 in this sudden death game against the Fanshawe Falcons. Dirksen's pitch is lifted to right field. Adamu is running after it. He's got it and will haul it in. We'll throw it into the infield. Cruikshank will tag at second and come to third on the play. 2 away, and runners on the corners now with 2 out.
Yeah, although it really wasn't the optimal thing in his mind. Getting that runner over there still puts the runner 90 feet away, just an extra insurance run.
So Wendell Johnson will come up to the plate here. He got all of this started with a leadoff triple to start this inning, and that just ignited the Durham College bench, and everybody else followed suit, and they've 5 runs in so far, and runners now at first and second with 2 out. Takes ball 1 from Russell Dirksen. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's in the dirt. Again, backhanded nicely there by Brad Verhoeven to keep that ball from getting by him, because Cruikshank is at third base looking to score a run any way he can here.
Verhoeven has saved Fanshawe, I think, 3 times so far, just this inning.
Big cut by Wendell Johnson there. That moves the count to 2-1. Cruikshank at third. Josh Arce at first. That ball is ripped to right field, and it's foul. 2-2. That ball was hit very hard to right field. Good contact there. Russell Dirksen trying to shut down the Lords here in the bottom of the 5th inning and put out the fire and keep his team in the ball game. Here's the 2-2 from Dirksen. It is outside.
Full count now.
Full count for Johnson. Probably means Arce at first will be moving with the pitch. There he goes. Ball is fouled away. We'll do it again. Lords 5, Falcons 2. Bottom of the 5th inning. Runners at the corners. And it's a full count to Wendell Johnson. And he will look at strike 3. The inning is over. But it's a huge one for Durham. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We've played 5 innings here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. Durham Lords 5 and the Fanshawe Falcons 2. So that'll bring us to the 6th inning now, and Jason Krause will stay in the ball game as the pitcher for the Durham Lords. Left the field last inning trailing by a couple of runs. Now he's up by 3 runs. From a mindset of a pitcher, that you get that run support. What does that do to you from a pitching? Does it give you any more energy, or you just focus and stay the course with what you're doing?
Well, you know what? During that bottom half there, I had to try and stop myself a few times from not getting stagged with the Durham College players, as I know a few of them on a very close basis. But as a pitcher, you're so thankful when you just have a little bit of run support, especially like multiple there. The 3-run lead right there, you can almost take the idea of home runs out of your mind completely. Just work down, work fast. It's really just like an extra gift on Christmas.
Now the Fanshawe Falcons find themselves with a couple of innings left, trailing now 5-2. From their standpoint, they've got to get some base runners and try and steer the ship back the other way. They had things going well for themselves through the first 4 innings.
Yeah, really. I think if I was the Falcons here, I would just be crowding the play as much as I can, probably wearing the most pieces of protective equipment I could, and just try and lean out into a pitch.
So the Falcons need base runners. they will see the 4, 5, and 6 hitters come up here, and they've got some power coming up. The first two batters for Fanshawe were both OCAA All-Stars this year. Greg Van Boekel will be the leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by Ferris Adamu and then Peyton Mcdonald. Van Boekel batted .387 this year. Had an outstanding season for the Falcons. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Takes a ball on the first pitch from Jason Krause. Van Boekel struck out in the first inning and singled and knocked in a run, actually, in the fourth inning for Fanshawe. That ball is lifted to left field. It's going to drop, and it goes away from Landon Bentley in left field. And he will dig for second. Here comes the throw. He's in there safe with a double. So it's a leadoff double for the Falcons, and that's exactly what they're looking for here in the top of the sixth inning, trailing 5-2.
Yeah, definitely not the worst case for the Lords here. That was not really a hard-hit ball. It was just good placement.
Ball was just tailing off, and Landon Bentley tried to dive at it, and it bounced away from him, and that allowed Van Boekel to dig for second base. So he's at second with nobody out. The batter is Ferris Adamu. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He lined out to first, and he is grounded out to the pitcher. Looking to move that base runner up. Pitch is low. Arce does a nice job of blocking that. It's 1-0.
Yeah, that was a very awkward pitch there, down and in. Great job by Arce to keep that in front.
Ferris Adamu batted .452 in the regular season, leading the Fanshawe Falcons. Led the team in hits with, or rather runs with 14. Fouls that one away, and the count is a ball and a strike. Greg Van Boekel is the base runner for Fanshawe at second base. The Falcons are down 5-2 here in the top of the sixth inning. Ferris Adamu looking to tighten the score here. Here's the 1-1. Bounces on the plate, and it did not. It hit the batter. It went off sounded like it went off the shoe of Ferris Adamu. So he will go down to first base, hit by a pitch.
And looks like Jason Krause is appealing to one of the umpires. It looks like they're both rather confused about whose call it is on the check swing there. It looked like he might have broken the plane there, but maybe not. It looks like they're all going over it at this point.
That's true. If he did go around, then it's a strike. And they are not calling it a strike. It is a hit by pitch. So the Fanshawe Falcons now have runners at first and second with nobody out here in the sixth, and the tying run comes up to the plate in the form of Peyton Mcdonald. McDonald is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out in the second. He laid down a sacrifice bunt in the fourth. Perhaps seeing another sacrifice situation here with runners at first and second and nobody out. Krause will pitch it, and no sign of a bunt there, in fact. And the ball gets away from the catcher, but it was a strike.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised, honestly, with how much you can see the dude just out in front of our broadcast, but it's kind of hard to see from up there at the normal viewpoint. But I certainly would consider putting one down here with just at least moving him over.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike two. Certainly all in on that swing. A big cut from Peyton Mcdonald, and the count is 0-2. Looking to move the base runners up here at the very least for Fanshawe. First and second, nobody out. 5-2 is the score for Durham. That pitch is on the ground. Griffin Oliver at short will step on first and throw over to first. Double play. Griffin Oliver steps on second to get the force out, and then unassistedly throws it over to Palmer Cruikshank, and it's a twin kill for the Lords.
That is probably one of the best case for the Lords there. Great play by Griffin Oliver. Sticking with that, just taking it himself, easy peasy.
So that changes things dramatically for the Falcons. They had first and second, nobody out. Now they have a runner at third, but there are two away. Jamie Chopping Lawler will be the batter. Big right-handed hitter will take a ball from Jason Krause. Chopping Lawler is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out in the second. Singled and knocked in a run back in the fourth. knocked in the second Fanshawe run, at the time giving the Falcons a 2-0 lead. Of course, things changed in the bottom of the 5th inning when the Durham Lords scored 5 runs to take the lead. Chopping Lawler is the DH, and he's looking, of course, to repeat what he did in the 4th inning and knock home at least another run here for Fanshawe in the 6th inning. Again, it's a 7-inning game, and it's a sudden death game. The winner advances to the final 4, and there's a strike off speed. It looked like Jake from Jason Krause.
Yeah, it's Krause's curveball has been on all night long and really has been a thorn in the Falcons' side.
A ball and a strike to Chopping Lawler. That ball is lifted to right field. Wendell Johnson is coming in. He's got it. The inning is over. No runs. Fanshawe turned away. They had the first 2 runners on, and they did not score. So we've played 5.5 innings now here at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa, and it's the Durham Lords leading this one over the Fanshawe Falcons by a score of 5-2. So by my count in this game, Jason Krause has given up 2 runs on 7 hits, but got some really big help on the defensive side there with first and second, nobody out, and getting that ground ball to induce the double play.
Yeah, it's in that situation, you really the only thing you're going for is getting that ground ball, and that kind of goes by just pitching low in the zone, working the off-speed stuff a little more frequently. I mean, it worked out great there. Just getting a ground ball there worked out perfectly.
Russell Dirksen is back on the mound for the Fanshawe Falcons. He came on in relief of Noah Campagnolo back in the 5th inning. Kept his team in the ball game. At the time, it was 5-2, and the Lords did have some more base runners on the base paths looking for more, but Dirksen was able to douse the Flames and keep his team in the ball game. But we're now into the bottom of the 6th inning and getting into the late part of this sudden death game.
Yeah, we also have to note here that Durham is the home team, so it doesn't matter if they score any runs here. They just have to shut the Falcon door in the top of the 7th.
Of course, the Lords will be looking for any insurance they can get here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead at 5-2. The leadoff hitter is Landon Bentley. Swing and a miss for strike 1 against Russell Dirksen. Landon Bentley is 1 for 2 in the ball game, singled and scored in that 5-run uprising for the Lords back in the 5th. 0-1 pitch is outside the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bentley will be followed by the DH Ryan Mattis and then the shortstop Griffin Oliver. That pitch is outside, 2-1.
Seems like there's a significant velocity increase right now from the pitcher. He was coming out throwing decently hard last inning, but it seems like it's kind of eased up here.
Check swing did not go around, and it is now a 3-1 count to Landon Bentley. The Lords would love to get him on first base. Here's the 3-1. It's high for ball 4. So that's a walk. Leadoff walk for the Lords, and the second walk of the game given up by Russell Dirksen since coming in back in the 5th inning. And the batter will be Ryan Mattis. Mattis is 1 for 2, and in one of the big significant moments of that 5th inning, laid down a bunt and was safe at first in a very close play. He lays down the bunt again. Third baseman comes in to throw it over to first. They get him at first, so the sacrifice bunt works. 1 away, and Landon Bentley moves over to second base.
Yeah, well done there. Very well placed bunt. I think almost all of the Durham bunts have been probably perfectly placed, and as it's shown so far.
Liam Carson made the play defensively there for the Falcons. Came in way in from his third base spot to make that play. So it's a runner at second, 1 away. Griffin Oliver is the batter. He takes ball 1 from Russell Dirksen.
I think the mindset might be here. He's being a little more wild than you'd see there, so wait for your pitch.
The 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. 2-0 to Griffin Oliver. Oliver is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Had an infield bunt single for the Lords. That ball is hit to right field, and it is caught by the right fielder, and that will move the runner up to third base. As Bentley comes to third, that ball was hit to right field. Ferris Adamu making the catch. 2 away now, but the Lords do have a runner at third.
I mean, again, as I said last time, that's the man you want up with a man in scoring position.
Tyler Chong had the huge hit in this ball game back in the 5th inning. Came up, his team was down 2-1, bases loaded, nobody out, and he tripled, cleared the bases, and that changed that changed the situation of the game dramatically at that point. He is the OCAA's Rookie of the Year. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game with that triple and scored. Took ball 1 from Russell Dirksen. That ball is in the dirt. It gets away. Here comes Bentley. He scores. And it's another huge insurance run for the Durham Lords here in the 6th inning. Now 6-2 for Durham.
I'm not too sure what happened with Dirksen there. I'm not sure if he just lost his footing, but that ball did not make it 30 feet, let alone the full 60.
Really no chance at all for the catcher to get that as Chong swings through it for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Tyler Chong. It is now a 6-2 ball game in favor of the Durham Lords. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dirksen's 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So again, Landon Bentley led off the inning with a walk, moved to second on a sacrifice bunt, advanced to third on a flyout by Griffin Oliver, and then scored on a wild pitch. As Chong fouls that one away, it's still 2-2. So it's manufacturing a run as far as the Durham Lords are concerned. Get that leadoff walk, bunt, move the base runner along, and you get a wild pitch. But that's a big 6-2 run now for Durham as Chong fouls that one away to the right side, and it remains 2-2.
Yeah, it really does. I'm not too sure what head coach Darryl Reed is going to do here with current starter Jason Krause. I'm not sure if he's going to throw him back out there for the last 3.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Chong is hit by the pitch as it gets him on, looked like either the belt or the arm, but he is moving down to first base, so that's a 2-out base runner now for Durham.
And Fanshaw's head coach is going to come out now. I'm not too sure if it's really going to matter of pulling him at this point and bringing in one of the relievers.
Well, certainly the Falcons don't want to give up anything more than they've already given up here. They came into the inning trailing 5-2. It's now 6-2. They cannot afford to give up anything else. And Dirksen is walking off the field, so his afternoon on the mound is done. And we're going to have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the Durham Lords leading 6-2, a runner on first with 2 away. Just to recap how things went in this game, no score through the first 3 innings. Fanshawe broke out on top in the 4th inning with 2 runs on 3 hits, led by a triple by Brad Verhoeven. And that put Fanshawe up 2-0. And it stayed that way until the bottom of the 5th inning when the Durham Lords struck for 5 runs on 6 hits with a couple of triples, one by Wendell Johnson, who led things off, and then, of course, the huge 3-run triple by Tyler Chong that put Durham up in front 4-2, and they now lead by a score of 6-2. It'll be a left-handed pitcher here for the Fanshawe Falcons, taking over in relief and unable to see his number from our vantage point on the right side right now, and we've got a couple of Durham players standing in front of us, so we can't exactly see which number is throwing for Durham, but we'll get that for you in just a moment. 6-2 is the score. Again, this is a sudden death game. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 1:30, or scheduled 1:30 start in the double knockout portion of the tournament. The winner of this game will face the St. Clair Saints, the first place winners of the West Division. And Jake, have you been able to see a number? It looks like 40.
I would have to agree with you. I think it's 40, but
it is number 40. So okay, so that's the information we needed here. and it's Conor Stapleford. So apologies there. We didn't see his number right off the bat. Conor Stapleford for the Fanshawe Falcons comes into the game with a 3.91 earned run average. Had the only save of the season for Fanshawe and was the winning pitcher in 2 of their ball games. So Stapleford will come on the mound now with 2 away here in the 6th inning. Palmer Cruikshank will be the batter. Facing the left-handed pitcher. And Cruikshank pops that one. Might be playable on the right side. It is not. It is a strike. 0-1. Cruikshank in this ball game is 2 for 3. He has 2 of the 8 hits so far in this ball game for the Durham Lords. Tyler Chong is the base runner at first. He reached a moment ago after he was hit by a pitch by Russell Dirksen. There's a pitch swung on and missed for strike 2.
That was a power swing. It looked like Palmer was looking towards the light stands out in left center.
So it's 0-2 now to Palmer Cruikshank. Chong is at first, and looks like Cruikshank has something in his eye. Steps out, and now he's back in. A couple of singles in this ball game. Looking for another one right here as they check Tyler Chong back to first base. He's there in plenty of time. Lords 6, Falcons 2. Stapleford's pitch hits Palmer Cruikshank. Not what you want to do on an 0-2 count at all. That's the second batter on base now hit by a pitch here in this inning, and it's first and second for Durham, and here comes Cruz Lopez.
Well, we've seen, at least in a delivery from what I'm looking at here, is his delivery's changing just a slight bit every time he throws. I think with that throw over the previous pitch before might have thrown him off.
So Lopez comes up, he's 0 for 3 in the ball game, reached on an error back in the first. That ball is in the dirt, and a great block by Brad Verhoeven to prevent that from getting away, but it's a 1-0 count now to Cruz Lopez. Lopez is a dangerous hitter. Third baseman for the Durham Lords, bats from the left side. Here's the 1-0, and it's in there for a strike. Lopez batted .400 during the regular season, tied for the lead on the Lords with 13 runs batted in, tied with Josh Arce. 1-1 pitch is taken for a strike, 1-2. Tyler Chong is at second. Palmer Cruikshank is at first. Both of them on base after being hit by pitches. 1 run in here for Durham in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Cruz Lopez. Stapleford will get that ball on the ground, and it'll roll foul, and will stay 1-2.
I think it's the first time we've seen an off-speed pitch from this pitcher here. He's been sitting all fastballs since his entire outing.
If Lopez is able to reach, it'll be the catcher, Josh Arce, on deck who will get a chance. 1-2 to Cruz Lopez. Stapleford will throw back to second, and he throws it away into center field, and the runners will move up. No chance there for McGuire Gordon to catch it. They may have had him if the throw had been right on. It looked like that there was a good chance of picking off Tyler Chong there, but it's an error. And a big one as the runners move up to second and third.
Fanshawe is really digging himself in a hole here, especially with 2 outs. You got 2 strikes on hitter. Go after him. Do not play around with the runners on base unless you know guaranteed that you're going to get him. If not, go after the hitter.
The 1-2 pitch again, swung on and miss. The inning is over, so no further damage done as the Lords strand a couple, but they do get 1 here in the 6th inning. And we've played 6, and it's a score of Durham 6, Fanshawe 2. Last chance coming up for the Fanshawe Falcons in just a moment, as they're going to need a big rally to get back into this ball game. So in the 6th inning for the Durham Lords, 1 run scored, no hits. There was a walk, a sacrifice bunt, a couple players hit by a pitch. So let's take a look at what Fanshawe has coming up here. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Fanshawe. Scheduled up is Liam Carson to lead things off, followed by second baseman Blake Petsness and McGuire Gordon, the shortstop. And the bottom of the order has the 8 and 9 hitters are 0 for 4 combined so far in the ball game. Not sure if we'll see any kind of a pinch hit situation or not. But Liam Carson does have the bat, so it looks like he is going to come up here for Fanshawe. And the Falcons need base runners, and they need them in a hurry, Jake.
Yeah, they really do. I'm not too sure if I would stay with the hitters currently 8-9. I would certainly stay with the guy in the leadoff spot. However, if I am the two guys in the bottom of the order there, I would be crowding that plate like no other, and I would be swinging at the first pitch that I'd see.
Jason Krause will continue on the mound for the Durham Lords. He was the starting pitcher, and he's gone all the way. 2 runs, 7 hits so far in the ball game. Only damage coming so far in the fourth inning, rather, where he gave up 3 hits and a couple of runs, and a triple in that inning and a couple of singles. But the Lords will try and shut things down here and try and lock it down. It's 6-2. Fanshawe will need 4 to tie it here as Liam Carson will take a strike. And Carson is 0 for 2 in the ball game with a couple of strikeouts. He struck out looking in the second. He struck out swinging in the fourth. Inside pitch there moves the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Fanshawe's only runs coming in the fourth inning. They scored 2 in the fourth inning. Off-speed pitch is away, outside 2-1. Durham with 5 runs in the 5th inning and 1 run in the 6th inning to make it a 6-2 count here. We're in the 7th inning. Last chance for the Falcons. Pitch is inside. 3 balls now and 1 strike. Jason Krause facing Liam Carson. Carson looking to get on base any way he can. Here's the pitch. It's very high for ball 4. So it's a lead-off walk. That's exactly what the Falcons need as Liam Carson moves down to first base. Petsness will be the batter now for the Fanshawe Falcons. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game with a ground out to second. He flied out to left. Petsness probably not thinking about anything else other than swinging away right now as the Fanshawe Falcons need base runners. They are down by 4 here in the top of the 7th inning. And we're going to see a pinch runner, actually.
15, it looks like. Yeah, 15.
So Brian McGooey will come out for Fanshawe to pinch run. So McGooey is at first base as the pinch runner here in the 7th inning. And Blake Petsness will try and get on base and bring the top of the lineup up for Fanshawe here in the 7th inning. First pitch from Krause is in there for a strike.
I think the catcher, RSA, is just setting up. He's seen like the last few pitches that have been high and out of the zone. So RSA, as you can see him sitting low, just looking for that outside pitch.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, fouled away, strike 2. And that's right out of the stadium here onto Arena Street. We're at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium, just west of downtown Oshawa. Durham 6, Fanshawe 2, top of the 7th inning. Fanshawe looking to rally here in the final inning. Time is called by the batter. Petsness steps out. Count is 0-2. Now, 3 years ago, these two teams met in a similar situation in a sudden death game. It was in the Final Four part of the tournament. And Fanshawe did rally in that 7th inning against Durham. That ball is lifted to left field. Left fielder Landon Bentley coming in to get it. He's got it. A huge catch by Landon Bentley. They throw back to first, and the base runner McGooey is back in at first safely. They tried for the double play, but that is a huge catch in left field by Landon Bentley.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic catch there. I wasn't sure if he got that in, but even if he didn't, hypothetically speaking, he still would have a very decent shot at getting the lead runner at first.
So Landon Bentley makes a big catch there, 1 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order McGuire Gordon, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Trying to keep his team alive here in the 7th inning. Takes a strike from Jason Krause. Gordon doubled in the 1st inning and singled in the 5th. Runner at first, 1 away here for Fanshawe. They're down 4. The ball's in the dirt. Great block there by Josh Arce to keep that in front of him and not allow the base runner to advance. Krause trying to close it out here for the Lords in the 7th inning. Here's the 1-1. It is just low at the knees. Count is 2-1.
That was a great pitch, just outside it looked like.
McGuire Gordon led the Fanshawe Falcons this year in hits with 16. Batted .381. Also hit a home run. He fouls away, big hack at that one, but it's out of play and the count is 2-2. Krause looking probably to empty the tank here energy-wise. He's gone all the way in this game.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting to see a pitch count. It doesn't seem like he's thrown many pitches. He's been working fast and he's been getting outs in early counts.
2-2 pitch is on the ground. Tyler Chong is at second. He will throw on to first. He's got the runner. 2 away. That does move up McGooey over to second base, but there are now 2 out. So Tyler Chong makes the play there for the Durham Lords. And the Falcons are down to their last out. The batter will be Riley Garinger, the center fielder. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. He takes a ball. Brian McGooey is the base runner at second for Fanshawe. The Falcons are down by 4 here in the 7th inning. That ball is fouled out of play, and the count is 1-1. Garinger was one of 5 strikeout victims in this ball game for the Fanshawe Falcons. He needs to reach to keep the game going. That ball is in the dirt and gets away to the back fence. And you'll see Josh Arce right in front of the screen picking it up, calling time, and that does move the base runner up to third.
That base runner does mean absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. That being said, for Krause, he just needs to bear down. This is the guy he needs to go after.
2 balls, 1 strike to Riley Garinger, looking to cash in a run here to cut it to 6-3. Ball is fouled out of play. 2-2. Fanshawe down to their final strike. Jason Krause, pitcher of the year in the OCAA in 2019. Veteran and also the all-time leader in wins for Durham. Pitch is low for ball 3. Yeah, he took over the leadership this year in career victories for the Durham Lords program. Full count now. Garinger trying to keep it alive. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the ground and foul to the left side. Looked like he may have fouled it off of his foot there, as Garinger did seem to yelp in a bit of pain.
I'm not sure if it hit him or he was just trying to sell to the umpire there, but no matter what, he will see another pitch.
Jason Krause with a 3-2 count in here to Riley Garinger. Brian McGooey is the runner at third. Here's the 3-2. Hit to third base, and not able to come up with it is Cruz Lopez. It gets off of his glove. That'll bring in a run, and it's now 6-3. It was hit hard, but it looked like it was a potential lineout, but gets away from Cruz Lopez, and the game will continue. And that'll bring up Brad Verhoeven. And he is 2 for 3 in the ball game. Fanshawe now trailing 6-3. 2 away here in the 7th inning. That ball is ripped to center field, and it is off the glove of the center fielder, Cam Lugtenberg. He is down. It looks like he's hurt. One run is going to score. Verhoeven is coming to third and still coming to third, and he's stopped at third with a triple. But it is a RBI triple, second of the ball game for Verhoeven, and that brings in another run. It is now 6-4, and the tying run comes to the plate here with 2 out.
Well, how quickly things can change. Durham is still up by 2, still 1 out to get, and it looks like the center fielder is just trying to, I'm not sure if he just landed funny or whatever it might be, but
Lugtenberg had a beat on it, and he went up. He had to go up in the air to get it. It was hit very, very well to deep center, and it went off of his glove, and looks like he came down awkwardly. But he looks like he's fine. Probably more disappointed he wasn't able to catch it than anything else. But it's a big triple for Verhoeven, and his second of the game. He's 3 for 4 with 2 triples, and that brings up, for Fanshawe, the cleanup hitter, Greg Van Botel. He is one of the OCAA All-Stars this year. He is the tying run. In a big situation here, if he can keep the game going, it would bring up another All-Star, Ferris Adamu. Krause's pitch is on the ground and fouled to the left side for strike 1.
you can see the runner on third base there. He is trying to throw Jason Krause off by making a slight motion towards home plate as if he was trying to steal. Obviously, of course, Krause has got put in the back of his mind. There's no way he would be doing that.
2 runs in here for Fanshawe on the top of the 7th. They're down 6-4, rallying to try and get back in it. Runner at third with 2 away. Van Bokel will foul that one away for strike 2. And again, the Fanshawe Falcons are down to a final strike. Greg Van Bokel batted .387 this year. He has 2 hits in this ball game. He has singled and doubled. 0-2 pitch from Jason Krause is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was a great spot for the curveball there. Had a lot of late movement. Was not enough to get him fishing.
Van Bokel represents the tying run in this ball game. Jason Krause with the 1-2 pitch is on the ground. He's got it. He will run it to first, and the game is over. Jason Krause gets the ground ball, takes it unassisted over to first base, and the Durham Lords will live to see another day. They win this sudden death game over the Fanshawe Falcons. The final score, 6-4. Very entertaining ball game, Jake, as we saw this game go back and forth. Fanshawe got out to a 2-0 lead. The Durham Lords got it to a 6-2 advantage for them, and then 2 late runs and a bit of a rally here in the 7th inning just falls short.
Yeah, it really does. It was a great game to watch, and you know what? Although broadcasting for the Lords there, I was kind of hoping to see a little more magic, and it was a great top of the 7th, even for just all of our viewers watching at home.
So the Fanshawe Falcons see their season come to an end here in a difficult 6-4 loss in this sudden death game. Their season is over. The Durham Lords will advance to the Final Four. They will play the St. Clair Saints tomorrow at approximately 1:30 in the Final Four portion of the tournament, as the teams now will line up on the baselines for presentations of players of the game. And there are a lot of different candidates. Jason Krause was outstanding for the Durham Lords, and he's certainly a candidate. And then you've also got to look at Tyler Chong, who had that huge 3-run triple in the 5th inning that put Durham Lords out in front and gave them a lead that they never relinquished.
Yeah, really, it's you got a rock in a hard place there. You really could go either way. I think my money is on Tyler Chong there, who really speared the offense for the Durham Lords today. But I mean, you could really make a strong case no matter what. For
the Fanshawe Falcons, Noah Campagnolo had a great start in the first 4 innings, but unfortunately for him, he gave up a number of hits in the 5th inning, and the game turned around in that particular inning. But you look at Brad Verhoeven, who had a couple of triples in this game, and was a real powerhouse at the plate. So we'll see as these teams line up right now to see who gets the presentations. Again, the final score: Fanshawe loses this game by a final score of 6-4. I know it says 6-5, and there it is, 6-4 on the screen. So we will now see the teams line up. It's a tough one for Fanshawe. They had a good season. Finished at 7 wins and 5 losses, and they were hoping to come up with a medal here at the very least. They played in that very tough West Division with the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints, but they're not going to be on the podium this year. The Durham Lords won the silver medal 2 years ago. Of course, there was no tournament in 2020 because of COVID. The league back on this year, and we're now getting the announcements. So Brad Verhoeven does get the player of the game for Fanshawe. With a couple of triples in this ball game, he scored a run. Did a great job behind the plate.
Yeah. No, there you go.
And Jason Krause, perhaps in his final collegiate appearance, gets the player of the game for the Durham Lords. He throws a complete game. Only gave up the 4 runs unofficially on 8 hits, but really was kept things steady for the Lords. Had some good help defensively. We look back at that catch that Landon Bentley made in that inning, in the 7th inning. Got some really good defensive plays as well. But the Durham Lords walk off victorious here and will rest up and prepare for tomorrow's game against the St. Clair Saints. Jake, any final thoughts as we talk about this game and begin to preview the upcoming game in about half an hour between the George Brown Huskies and the Humber Hawks? This was a good one.
Yeah, it really was. I think overall this is probably one of the best matches we're going to see throughout this tournament. This is kind of going to maybe turn into a story of David and Goliath tomorrow as they take on, probably speaking, one of the probably the best program in the OCAA in the St. Clair Saints.
So it's a final score of Durham winning at 6-4, and we're going to close things off for a little bit right now, and we'll be back in approximately, we don't have an official start time of the next game yet, but probably be in about half an hour's time. So let's do a quick time check here.
About 6:40.
Yeah, so I'm probably starting about 6:45, so please join us for that game. Another sudden death game coming up, and that'll be the Humber Hawks and the George Brown Huskies here at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium.